Part 2.
Anna was more than happy to expound on the adventures of dear old Dad, and relished in his celebrity. The first rendition of her story of the skull was pretty straightforward in that it had been given to her father by Pancho Villa in admiration and thanks to everything Freddy had done. The story was later changed to her finding the skull while on a trip with her daddy to the dig site at Loubatoon. In her 1968 account of how it was she came to find the Skull of Doom, Anna recalled,
"It was my 17th birthday, January 1st, 1924. I was told that I should never, under any circumstances, climb to the top of this one particular pyramid. The rocks were very loose there, and it would be dangerous to go there. But I just had to. I had heard of the wonderful sight of the ocean you could see from the top. So whilst everyone else was taking a siesta in the middle of the afternoon, I took a couple of Mayan kids with me to explore the top of the pyramid. I could see into the pyramid, and I saw that a light was glowing from in there. I know now that the sun was just right, and it hit the top of the skull, causing it to shine. Papa was very cross with me, but he was also curious about the light. He began to excavate the ruins stone by stone, and it took months to do. In the remains of the ruins and beneath an altar, I saw the glint of light, and after digging I came up with the skull in hand."
In 2005, the story changed a bit. It takes up after the initial breaching of the pyramid and having her squeeze through a small opening.
"They lowered me by 2 ropes. They put towels under the ropes so they wouldn't hurt me. I was so terrified. There were scorpions and awful things down there. I saw the skull, picked it up, stuffed it in my shirt, and they pulled me out."
The problem with Anna's oh-so-delightful story is there is no way to confirm it. None of the other expedition members, such as Lady Brown and Dr. Thomas Gann, ever admitted to the finding of the skull. Nearly 1,000 trinkets had been recorded from the dig, but not the head. Moreover, there are no known photographs of her with her father at Loubatoon. Mitchell Hedges himself didn't mention the skull until 30 years later when he published his fanciful autobiography. Even then he did not indicate that Anna found the skull or that she was even with him. But like her father before her, Anna was a weaver of BS. She explained the lack of documentation for the alleged find as being a simple mishap. It seems all the manuscripts and ledgers went down with a ship during a typhoon off Hatteras. With another handy explanation out of the way, Anna put her head on display and jet-setted to far-off places, hauling around the skull in a makeshift bowling bag of some kind. I think it was a bowling bag. In any case, the attention whore got plenty of it and made some coin over the years. She was not above creating excitement to help promote the skull. Once she claimed it came from outer space and was kept in Atlantis before it was brought to Belize by the Knights Templar. Oh. She kept the skull until her death in 2004. She willed the skull to her husband, 47-year-old Bill Homan, who continues to care for the chunk of rock. Yeah, Anna was like 94 when she died. So let's take a closer look at this mysterious marvel. Archaeologist Jane McLaren Walsh of the Smithsonian Institute in Washington, D.C., asserts that the Mitchell Hedges skull is far more modern than claimed. She used an electron microscope to examine the carving marks on several like skulls and compared these to known ancient artifacts, and found a distinct difference between old carvings shown here on the left, and modern carvings, shown on the right. I bet you can't guess which one of these are from the skull in question. So, if the Mayans didn't carve them, where in the world did this thing come from? Well, a clue to this appears in a July 1936 article published in Man, a British anthropological journal. One of the two skulls that were analyzed came from the collection of the British Museum. The other artifact was cited to as being in the possession of Mr. Sidney Barney, a London art dealer. In late 1943, Barney is reported to have put the skull up for auction at Sotheby's auction house in London. The bidding, however, failed to meet Barney's asking price. A year later, he sold the thing to Mitchell Hedges for £400. Now, Anna had some BS crap about it being loaned to Barney and the auction being a big oopsie, and is asking us all to believe her shyster dad would dish out $400 on something he already owned, but you be the judge on that one. And, well, there are some things that we do know. Several skulls appeared on the market at about the same time as Barney's, and Barney, who put the head up for sale, had a friend in the antiquities business who happened to have sold another head just like it to the British Museum. The man was a French dude by the name of Eugene Bobon. Bobon was very much into the exporting of marketable goods and artifacts from South America. Which finally brings us to a shipment of something there is plenty of down in that neck of the woods. Quartz crystal. Tons of it. Huge chunks of it. After loading quite a bit of this into the bottom of a ship, Bobon accompanied the ship across the Atlantic for delivery. And where did he and the shipment end up? Idar Oberstein. Great beer, friendly people, rolling hills. And as it turns out, a place where fine gem cutting has been happening for hundreds of years. Lots of gems have been cut and shaped by these artisans, including, but certainly not limited to, quartz crystal. Now, if you have the ready cash, you can be sure to find many artists who will be more than happy to create a crystal skull just for you. Or perhaps you could buy a variety of smaller ones from other stones if you wish. Who knows, with the right story, you too could be just like Freddie Albert Mike Mitchell Hedges and his daughter Anna. One thing about Idar Oberstein, though, I'm not sure if they sell bowling bags.